Welcome to The Complete Angler. I'm Joe Long.
And I'm JC Brooks.
So, it is the last day of March, right? Tomorrow's April. It's your dad's birthday. Get him a present.
Yeah.
Nothing too good, but just something. Alright, so...
Dentures.
Early season, lots of times, as fishermen, the bass aren't biting. And that makes us sad. But... a lot of times you can get bluegills to bite. So today we're going to talk a little bit about bluegills and a little bit about stuff I've done. So the first thing I want is a small box when I go, and I'll call it pan fishing. It could be bluegill, brim, crappie, whatever. So I went and bought a little Plano box. It's a double-sided box. And I guess it comes with some juicies, and I've thrown some juicies in there. But basically, you can just grab this box. It's got a handle molded right in. Grab it and go pan fishing. So I bought these extra. I got a couple of these guys in there. I come with these, which are fine for a kid, or I don't even know what you'd be fishing with for this. That's like...
That's actually broke, it looks like.
It's seen better days. Yeah, I would never use that. It came with some worms.
And worms?
Yeah. And a little thing to put them on, put your fish on. Some grubs. Some jigs. Some marabou jigs. Some plain jigs. 3 packets of different sizes hooks. And to the other side, these are things I bought. They're really good for crappie, and they work for bluegill. They're both by Johnson. It's a beetle spin. It's a larger size beetle spin. And then swimming grubs, all ready to go on jigs. And they actually punch the jig eyes out. The worst thing is getting out to the lake, going and wanting to put a jig on, and they paint it over the eyes, and you can't even get into it. And they make a tool to do it, but who wants to buy a tool to break out eyes of jigs? Not me. So that's the box. I'm going to have JC tear open this bag.
Yay.
We'll break down some of it. Let's see. Should be another pack of these. Just going to throw things out. So I did I got my fishing license, and I went and got, the rules and regs here. Got to have these. You got to follow the laws and the rules and the regs. Let's see. Then I got some snell hooks. I got red ones, and I got just regular ones. Good for bluegill, small bass. A lot of fun to fish with these. And one thing I use a lot stronger line, and this gives you that light line. I don't know if you can even see the line there, but it gives you a light line, which is nice for fishing. Another thing, we're going to be going to Piedmont Lake this year, and I'm going to be doing some trolling. So I bought a couple bottom bouncers. They're made by Eagle Claw, I believe, yes. So I got some of these for trolling. Should be interesting to try those out. There's a new kind of company out there right now. It's basically Walmart's brand, and it's called Ozark Trail. And I love their design. I got a square bill, and I got a lipless crankbait. They have Eagle Claw hooks. They look legit. They were $1.97, I think. But obviously the square bill and the lipless, but they're a real nice bluegill collar. I really like the coloration. I thought for a couple bucks, why not? So I got those, and then that's the next thing. This is an original rattle trap, Bill Lewis. It's a 1/2 ounce, 3-inch length, made in the good old U.S. of the A. But it's a real nice collar. just looks a lot like, what we catch our bass on. Obviously, it's got a lot of rattles and stuff. Rattle trap, I think it might have some rattle, JC's got another one there. That's a big Berkeley dredger. It's a longbill. Gonna use that over at Piedmont and some of the lakes this year. It was a new offering by them. I had not seen it before, and goes down almost 20 foot. So.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. So in lakes, it's gonna be the juice, hopefully. Other thing for bluegill.
Weights.
Is weights. And I like split shots. I like different size split shots. I like the removable ones. So I got a whole box of these. With the bobbers we basically use the snell, then the bobber, and I put one of these right below the bobber. That way, instead of the bobber laying like this, and you can't hardly see it from shore, it stands it up. That way you can see and you can tell exactly when you have a hit. So I really like to use at least one little split shot, but there's some heavier ones in here. I kind of like that. And then the last thing I got, my grandpa had an old Rapala fillet knife. This one is basically the exact same thing that we had 25 years ago. It's got a knife sharpener, a knife, and a sheath, and it was less than $20. So I thought that was a really good deal. Walmart's just kind of getting all their fishing stuff out, and they got a lot of new merch, and I really did enjoy seeing some of their stuff. Sometimes I walk in there and I'm like, eh. But they had some pretty good offerings. I'm glad they got the Rattle Trap brand, because before they had a complete generic, and I didn't know if it was good or not. And I'm anxious to try out the Ozark Trails and see if they are quality or not. If they're quality and I can buy cranks for under $2,
why not?
Yeah, I mean, you can get every size, every color for $25. The other thing we did, we stopped over at the lake. We're thinking about doing a little vacay. I picked up a mug, Piedmont Lake Marina. That marina is fabulous. They have put a lot of money into it. I gotta give them credit. And the other thing is the state record muskie was caught in that lake. All of Ohio, Little Piedmont Lake, is the holder of the record. I got to see it. It's up in the marina. It's mounted on the wall. It's pretty legit. It's a big quality muskie. I really hope we're over there for a week. I really hope we'll be able to hook into a muskie or two. I don't care if it's big or not. I just kind of want to get hooked into one. So I've rambled a lot. I want JC to ask some questions, or if he has comments.
Well, I just want to say you kind of touched on the weights a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You said that with the type of bobbers that you like to use, you need a weight because it'll stand them up. You don't want to lay in flat. Well, also, a lot of the times if you have a worm or something like that, if you're going for bluegill, it'll just lay right up on the top.
Yeah, you
don't want that, because most of the time it's gonna be hot if you're.
So our basic rig, and I like to use the red ones a lot, red hooks, and it's got a nice, what is that, 6-inch, 8-inch, I don't know, leader on it. So you basically tie that onto your line. I take a split shot, and I put it basically right at the top where that knot is. I kind of even put it on it or right in between it. And then you take and you push the spring back and you hook it on. And that's the basic theory of our bluegill fishing.
You really want to try to get that bait, or the actual worm or whatever, down a little bit more below the surface, because if it's a warm day, them bluegill ain't going to be near the top.
Right. Or if it's super cold like it is now, they're going to be down low.
Exactly.
Because it's, the thermal plane, is that what they call it?
Thermal heat, whatever. I don't know. We're not scientists. We're fishermen.
But when you put that on there, it'll stand that thing up like this. And you can see it a lot better. If it's like this on the water, you can't hardly see it, which is what it'll do naturally. Other questions, comments?
How big of a fish are you probably going to have to... How big of a fish do you think you're going to catch and use this on it?
That's for bluegill, crappie. I mean, you could do a bass, but...
You could, but...
But I here's the thing. I don't love to eat fish, to tell you the truth. I think when you're a fisherman, you respect the fish. And I won't eat a bass. I won't eat a muskie. I probably won't eat a walleye. So if I'm going to eat fish, it's probably going to be bluegill or crappie. So that's perfect for those. And that's, lots of times we use that as a gut knife. So we clean the guts out of the fish, put them in the freezer, in the cooler, and then when we get there, we use our big fillet knife or our electric fillet knife. But that's what me and Grandpa primarily use that for us as a gutting knife. But I like Rapala. It's obviously it's one of my favorite brands. Lures and everything. They make quality products. And this is the exact same knife. It has the same symbol and everything as the one we had 25, years ago. So I'm anxious to try it out and see how it works. But any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm anxious to. We can troll this too, and you see it's got a weight in the tongue.
Yep.
It's got a weight in the lip there. Or the tongue, whatever you want to call it. So, I'm anxious to go. Today is the last day of March, and it was 30-some degrees and snowing today.
It's snowing now.
Yeah.
It was snowing when I came in.
So, not great fishing weather yet, but
we've had a couple good days of weather where it would have been decent, but
yeah,
you give it another month, it'll be time.
Yeah. I figure another 3 weeks before things really start opening up. Alright, so for Joe Long,
JC Brooks.
Remember to
like, subscribe, leave a comment, and take kid fishing.
And remember when you subscribe,
click the bell because, well, you don't actually get the notification if you don't click it, and then people will know more about you than fishing, and we don't really want that, so.
Well said. All right.
I've learned over the years.
We will see you at the lake.